I'm Zach Norman. I'm from Love Justice.
Well, hi everyone. So at Tatum, we try to build a lot of different partnerships with other infrastructure providers, DeFi applications. But today, we want to introduce you a partnership that's a bit different, and that's Love Justice, non-for-profit this time. And I have Zach Norman from Love Justice here with me, and maybe Zach, I'll let you introduce your work and what you do, and say hello to the audience.
Thank you, Montas. And Love Justice. We exist to share the love of Jesus Christ despite the world's greatest injustices. And it's incredible because we have a real-time prevention method for human trafficking. We've been in 31 countries to date with a collective impact of over 80,000 interceptions. And I'll tell you more about what interceptions entail, but we have real, powerful, tangible impact. And in this last year alone, we have been able to intercept over 20,000 people, 20,666. You can see that on our annual report of impact. And so transit monitoring is the method by which we intercept people from human trafficking at key points of transit like border crossings, bus stations, railways, airports. We've even done digital intercepts as well with some pilot projects there, implementing some more of our technology partnerships, which is incredible. And so our teams of transit monitors, what they do is they are at 58 different stations around the world. Right now, we're currently in 20 countries. So that's 20 countries, 58 stations. We have about 285, that number's up and down, around 280, right? Transit monitors at these stations, monitoring with the permission of local authorities, identifying key identifiers of human trafficking. Then when those have been checked off their list, they go and start approaching those individuals to interview them and to really verify through a robust method of ours to verify, if this is a high risk situation or not, because there are and there are not. And so they verify that and, gauge whether it is necessary to involve the local authorities. And in that process where it is, necessary, then they will, bring that person to safety, the potential victim. They will interview that potential victim for a number of hours through robust data collection. They will do the same with the trafficker as well. And it's given us some really powerful data to scale what we're doing to where it's giving the impact that it is. And we've had some powerful findings in with recent research with data suppliers like Walk Free Foundation, towards Love Justice and other organizations impacting this anti-trafficking sector, that we are seeing in 17 countries that Love Justice operates, that there is a 5% annual decrease in global slavery prevalence. Whereas outside of those 17 countries, there is an 11.5% increase in global slavery prevalence. So it's an amazing time to be a part of the organization. I've jumped in this last year, heading up our partnerships, bringing in, amazing, powerful partnerships like DeFi with Tatum. And those technologies are going to afford just even greater impact. And we're really excited about what's ahead.
We'll definitely leave links for our community to make donations, and there are crypto donations, of course, as an option as well. But we're super stoked to be your infrastructure partner. To be able to contribute to a cost like this is definitely meaningful, and if in any way a blockchain can be applied for us, it's super exciting. And could you speak to this point a little bit to our audience who are mostly developers? I think they'll be curious how you're sort of thinking about blockchain and crypto in relation to your charity.
Yeah. So I love it because so our VP of advancement, his name is Jason Dukes, and he used to be at Tron, right? So he used to be at Tron blockchain in the communications and leading up all of that. And so he had a strong vision from being involved in that world coming on with Love Justice to set out this vision for creating this entire DeFi ecosystem, right? How do we do that with nonprofits and businesses, right? And our beneficiaries to where we can connect that through simple, user-friendly, DeFi tools, right? And so whether that's the integration of, we have an upcoming mobile app that's primarily the hub for community, for our donor community, right? So that's pushing out to the app stores very soon. That's going to be awesome because it's going to be uh, uh, even better than a website, and it's connecting all of our community of donors, businesses, and so many other people. Events, there's messaging groups. It's going to be just so powerful. And so when we start integrating these simple tools of something as simple as NFTs for compelling audio visual story collectibles, right, and engaging our community, how does that interface with these events as well, and ticketing, like super fun stuff. But then how do we start integrating these things like wallets and the payments, right? The payment solutions. We are an international organization, right? So being an international organization, right now we're currently serving 19 countries. Those are the ones that we're active in right now. We've had 15 more on the table that in this next year that we're being welcomed into to serve more, right? And how do we just, okay, cool, integrate wallet into the app, right? That'll be a simple thing that will connect this DeFi ecosystem of donors, community, and businesses, and beneficiaries, and human flourishing, which is just really, really exciting.
And I wonder for there also may be a couple of non-for-profits as well listening to this, and they might be wondering, why the heck are we not doing this? Like, what was your what was the barrier to entry into blockchain relatively hard, do you think, for a nonprofit? I mean, you had the benefit of having someone who worked with Tron previously, so I guess you had a certain advantage. But overall, would you say on a scale of 1 to 10, pretty easy, or pretty you need to know some you need to have some know-how?
I mean, I think the advantage is that we're coming in with more of that, like myself included. I got involved into this nonprofit because of NFTs. So I created an immersive, art NFT collection with a fine artist friend of mine. And that's what entered into these relationships, like, into this world. And so it was just amazing. It started these conversations of how to use these technologies for actual operational benefits, right? But when it comes to, okay, what are the first steps to make it easy just for donors and community? How do we bridge that gap for, TradeFi and DeFi, right? And so one of our great partnerships is with the Giving Block. And the giving block is not only our crypto giving solution that gives options for donors to donate over 100 different crypto tokens, right? Um, but they're also a media partner with us. They're also a development arm with us in consulting. And so we have strategy sessions and how do we best engage the people that are right in that, like, oh, I have crypto, but I know that I could donate it, right? Or there's the people that are like, oh, I love my L2s, I love my whatever it is, I'm in DeFi, right? It's like, okay, cool. The Giving Block is a great sort of intermediary of those two worlds. And then our mobile application is a great step too, because then we can start integrating some of these things that are maybe more native to the DeFi world and blockchain world, right? And crypto people. But they're just easy to use. We're just putting it into an app. We're not saying like, oh, download our DApp, right? We're like, hey, download our app. We're building community and we're making it as easy as possible for people to engage with these tools. And then for them to receive the benefits of them, right?
Yeah. I think there's also there's a bit of a perception from outside of crypto that crypto is very much about chasing wealth and money. And sure, part of it we have to kind of admit it's there, but also like the kind of the sense of community for a lot of these projects, and especially protocols, it's very strong. And I think you can really rally those communities towards a specific cause, especially if you're not a nonprofit. So it's something that shouldn't be overlooked. I want to also a little bit kind of ask you about some of you have the app that's obviously, maybe by the time this conversation is out, it's already available for people to download and use. But what else you got coming up in terms of events that people shouldn't miss?
Yeah. So in May in Atlanta, Georgia, in the United States, we have an event called 25 and 25. So our first event installation will be in Atlanta, and it's going to be really exciting because we'll be announcing just like some of these conversations and these partnerships, and talk more about that in a panel sort of setting. We have some great blockchain architects and that will be speaking there. And some other partners. We'll be talking about the Giving Block, what we talked about a second ago, and some people from the Atlanta Blockchain Center community, which is exciting. More announcements on that in the coming days after this conversation. So very exciting. So that's called 25 in 25s. This is 25 in 25 Atlanta. It'll be May 21st. And it's going to be incredible because this whole initiative has this simple mission. It's amplify local global impact with 25 AI and blockchain companies in the year of 2025. And so it's great because we already have like 10 that are intact for this event. It's going to be at a great hotel that have a great great venues there. It's a great environment. It's going to be super fun, very engaging. Yeah, there's going to be food. There's going to be community. There's going to be great conversations, and some really interactive things there. People to interact with some of our sponsors as well, and that's going to be really fun. What that's going to serve as is, a hub for all of this DeFi community, AI and blockchain, and how do we, gather people that are oriented towards impact, whether they're AI and blockchain companies, they want to talk more about enterprise solutions, how to use these, or these technologies, or nonprofits like ourselves. How do we use these events to bring the for-profits, the nonprofits, the people who are all impact oriented, right? They want to be, impacting social causes and societal, societal, social causes, right? So it's really exciting. We're going to start, the Atlanta one, and then, scale to some other cities where we're building some great relationships and partnerships.
So events would be a great place to kind of catch up with you. Where else would you point people to who want to sort of follow what you do, join some of the work you're doing? What's the best place to catch up?
Yeah, so our Love Justice website is lovejustice.ngo, non-governmental organization, right? So that's NGO. That's our landing page. We also have /donate crypto, right? So lovejustice.ngo/donate crypto, where you can hear more about our partnership with the Giving Block. And we will have a page soon that will be announcing our 25 in 25 initiative in the various installations in different cities throughout this year. You'll get more information on that page as well about our mobile app, which is exciting. If you want to be some of the first people to hear more details on that in person, come out to 25 in 25's Atlanta, May 21st. So our socials at lovejusticeintl. We will be posting there and some more of that on LinkedIn as well, especially with all these AI and blockchain, companies and community. So that'll be a heavy channel for announcing that. But yeah, it's going to be a really exciting month ahead of us in May, only a few weeks away.
Brilliant. So we'll definitely include all the links that you've listed in this description notes. Is there something I'm forgetting that you want to bring up before we wrap this up, Zach?
Yeah, well, we're just super enthusiastic about our partnership with you guys, which we'll continue rolling out the details, and this podcast is a part of that. Um, but we have been just highlighting all of our excitement about Tatum, right, and all that this partnership is going to afford to us. How it will be a resource to other nonprofits, other businesses that we're partnering with, right? Um, but like, what are, just off the cuff here, what are some of the things that you're just kind of curious about and excited about, knowing that Love Justice is a nonprofit? You know, we're serving some, you know, vulnerable populations. We're actually having impact. You know, how does, what interest and what sort of curiosity does that personally spark for you? Um, yeah, tell me more about that.
Yeah. It's for us as an infrastructure layer of the blockchain, we're often sort of operating in the world of that's rarely visible through the application on the application layer. Essentially, you don't usually care, and sometimes we end up living in a world that feels very pragmatic, sort of very numbers oriented and traffic oriented, and sort of blockchain maintenance oriented. And it's very nice when we get to touch the very tangible and very different things than what we usually work on, and Love Justice is definitely one of them. So I think, for just speaking sort of internally with our folk, I think people are pretty excited about this opportunity to really like put our name to something meaningful for all of us. So we're really lucky to have this chance to work with you guys. Thank you for that.
Yeah, thank you. And the last thing I'll say, you can, you know, close it out, of course, but I'm excited. You know, this is, you obviously are heading up the, you know, the marketing at Tatum, and you get to really craft the story of what you guys are doing. So I think that's what I'm personally excited about seeing unfold, is some of these simple use cases and seeing the story that it unfolds, that is not just figurative, but that is actually changing people's lives. And how will we be able to continue to propel that story forth, right? So thanks again, and I'm really grateful and excited about this.
Yeah, absolutely. And thanks everyone for watching.